Kate Winslet a connu la gloire internationale grâce à Titanic, mais cette beauté anglaise n'a jamais suivi l'approche traditionnelle pour sa carrière. Elle a choisi des rôles dans des projets exigeants et intenses qui ont été récompensés de 6 nominations aux Oscars avant ses 32 ans, la plus jeune actrice à réussir cela.
Flattery will get you everywhere, by the way.
Radieuse, intense, physique. Fascinante et complexe. À Hollywood, on la considère au sommet de son art.
Kate Winslet cares so much about everything.
There's no better actress than Kate Winslet at taking characters who are broken and vulnerable and treating them with respect.
It's impossible for her to do something that doesn't feel real.
Kate Winslet, to me, is a phenomenon.
She's one of a very few people on a very short list of great performers.
Yeah, she's not just a pretty face. She really can act her ass off.
This is a great passion for me, acting. I absolutely love it, and I love my job.
Kate Winslet was born October 5th, 1975 in Berkshire, England, and it's no surprise that she wanted to get into show business. Her parents, Roger and Sally, are both actors, and actually her grandparents ran a well-known repertory company in England. For as long as she can remember, Kate Winslet knew that she wanted to be an actor. When she was 5 years old, she played Mary in the school Christmas pageant, and she remembered getting very into it, and I'm feeling very much like Mary.
I get very emotional about these things.
Even though her parents were both experienced stage actors, they weren't sure if they wanted Kate to follow in their footsteps, but she was hell-bent on becoming an actor. One time when she was 11 years old, her family was holidaying at the beach, and she straddled her father and she said, "I won't get up until you agree to let me go to drama school." So he finally agreed, and she enrolled in the prestigious Red Roofs Theatre School in England. Kate was heavy as a child, and even as an adult, she struggles with those issues and has even said, "Once a fat girl, always a fat girl."
Avec 1m70, elle pesait 84 kg et ses camarades de classe la surnommaient Baleine. La comédie était une échappatoire bienvenue des moqueries de l'école. Jeune adolescente, elle avait déjà du travail à la télévision britannique.
Heavenly Creatures was Kate Winslet's first movie. She plays a teenager who helps her best friend kill her mother. It was directed by Peter Jackson, who later went on to do all the Lord of the Rings movies, and Kate went to a cattle call of 175 girls and ended up getting the part. It was actually also her first on-screen kiss with Melanie Lynskey.
Le film d'art et d'essai original et terriblement sombre a été un succès surprise qui a emmené la fille de 17 ans en Amérique où tout le monde voulait rencontrer ce nouveau talent montant.
People were knowing who we were in America, and that was all very exciting and kind of unbelievable and a bit bewildering as well. And suddenly I find myself with agents in America, and I think that was when I suddenly thought, oh, you know, there's a lot of really good things happening here.
Le film a aussi attiré l'attention du réalisateur de superproduction James Cameron, comme Alien, Le Retour et Terminator. Il l'a contacté pour auditionner pour un film catastrophe qu'il préparait, mais elle a dû attendre 1 an pour ce rôle. Entre-temps, Kate est rentrée en Angleterre où elle était aussi une jeune actrice demandée.
Kate attended a massive cattle call audition for the movie Sense and Sensibility. She was originally up for a smaller part, but the writer, Emma Thompson, and the director, Ang Lee, were so impressed with her that they offered her the supporting role of Marianne Dashwood.
She is Marianne. I probably made up my decision the first sight I saw her.
She's a spirited girl. She was very different. She was just out there, you know, she was really so full of life.
Kate était aussi enthousiasmée de collaborer avec Emma Thompson.
I mean, I was really looking forward to meeting her, and she's great, and we're great friends now, and we had a fantastic relationship on the shoot that really worked for the sisters. I suppose, if I really think about it, we're kind of like sisters, actually, and really enjoyed working with her, and I'd love to do it again, actually. I'd love to do something else with Emma.
Action! Ang Lee, the director of Sense and Sensibility, is known for being rather blunt, and English is his second language. And one day early on in the shooting, Kate went to him and said, "How do you think I'm doing?" And he looked at her and he said, "You'll get better." And she said she wanted to die. But I guess the proof is on the screen because she's spectacular in the movie and actually ended up at the Oscars.
Raison et Sentiment a été nommée pour 7 Oscars.
And she got a BAFTA award as well as an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress.
Ensuite, Kate a joué avec Christopher Eccleston dans le sombre et torride Jude, une adaptation moderne de Jude l'Obscur de Thomas Hardy. Elle s'est installée avec Emma Thompson jusqu'à trouver sa propre maison. Thompson a recommandé Kate à son ex-mari Kenneth Branagh, qui préparait le tournage de son adaptation d'Hamlet de Shakespeare. Il a choisi Winslet dans le rôle de la vulnérable et tragique Ophélia, et elle a mis son grain de sel unique dans ce rôle classique.
Here's this girl who's always seen as a victim somehow. She's always kind of this flitty, floaty thing, and she gets pushed and poked around by her father and by Hamlet and by everybody else in the palace. And really, why shouldn't she be strong within that environment?
Kenneth Branagh, le réalisateur, était épris de cette jeune actrice abondamment talentueuse.
You could just see she got it. She was a natural, again, worked very, very hard and naturally sort of very brave, capable of being very, very naturalistic and already soaking up the experience of film, already highly experienced. I thought she was so fantastic in Heavenly Creatures, that great movie of Peter Jackson's. You just knew you had a natural, you had one of these kind of thoroughbred actors. That's how she struck me as.
À suivre, Winslet a marqué Hollywood et a attiré son attention avec son premier grand rôle.
I mean, what a lovely life, you know?
Mais ce n'est rien comparé à la célébrité qui l'attendait avec un rôle qu'elle a lutté pour avoir dans un film qui battrait tous les records.
People don't know that Kate Winslet really campaigned for the part of Rose in Titanic. The director, James Cameron, originally wanted an Audrey Hepburn type for the movie, and though Kate's screen test was fantastic, he wasn't sure that she fit his vision. So she would send him notes saying, "From your Rose," with a single rose, or she would call him up and say, "I don't even know why you're looking at other people, I'm the one." Finally, she did end up getting the part. And funny enough, she also went to bat for Leo. At one point, they screen tested together and she said to Cameron, "Even if you don't pick me, you've got to pick him. He's amazing." Thank you.
Kate a su qu'elle avait été choisie pour Rose pendant le tournage d'Hamlet. Le réalisateur Kenneth Branagh savait qu'il s'agissait d'un rôle qui pourrait la faire connaître.
And I think it was right near the end where on set it was one of those sort of real showbiz things where this messenger came in with a piece of paper and it was a note from her agent or from Mr. Cameron or whatever, and she wrote, and she shrieked, "I've got the part in Titanic." I was looking at her at the same time as thinking, you know, in 18 months' time, your life will never be the same again.
Leonardo DiCaprio et elle étaient des amants maudits au milieu de l'une des plus grandes tragédies de l'histoire.
Kate was a big reason why I took this film. I mean, I think she's an actress with, number one, a lot of integrity, and I think she's extremely talented.
Kate et Leo se sont fortement liés d'amitié pendant le tournage.
It sounds really naff to say this, but we are really like brother and sister, and we've shared so much, I mean, on a personal level. He's got lots of my secrets, and I've got heaps of his, and I'd never tell a soul.
Kate and Leo went through hell making Titanic. There were lots of scenes with water and multiple takes, and the director, James Cameron, is a perfectionist.
And action.
There was one scene where they were swimming underwater. They were meant to go through a gate and then come up to the surface. Well, they got through the gate, but Kate's long coat got caught, and she couldn't get up. So she ended up getting out of the coat and then making it to the surface. And she was so shaken and scared, she'd almost drowned. But instead of saying anything to the director, she just stayed quiet, and he goes, "All right, let's do it again." And so she did it again.
Did I do it? Yes, you did it, camera roll. Yes!
Ce n'était pas que de l'eau et des cascades, mais aussi la taille de la production qui a rendu le tournage épuisant pour les deux acteurs.
This is work, you know, doing some of the things that we had to do. I've never seen things in my entire life that have gone on during this movie. I've done a lot of things on this movie that I've never, you know, experienced before. It's completely bizarre.
And the number of people, I don't think I'd ever done anything where there'd been so many extras before.
Avec ce rôle, Kate a été nommée aux Oscars. La fille d'une petite ville britannique était folle de joie d'y aller.
I feel excited, I feel overwhelmed. It's an extraordinary event. It's quite unlike nothing else in the world. It's amazing.
Mais même à 21 ans, elle n'avait pas d'ego et n'a pas voté pour elle.
I would like to see Judi Dench win. Yes. Obviously, I'd like to see Titanic pick up a lot of awards and hopefully Best Movie, but you know, I think Judi Dench, I voted for Judi Dench.
Titanic est devenu l'un des plus grands films de l'histoire aux côtés du Magicien d'Oz et de la Guerre des Étoiles. Soudain, cette actrice bien vue pour son art était catapultée sur la scène médiatique. Elle était mondialement célèbre.
I look back and I think I thought I knew who I was, and I felt I had a handle on everything, but the reality was, in fact, nothing could have prepared me for the success of Titanic and how much everything changed.
After the massive success of Titanic, Kate Winslet could have made any movie she wanted. It was rumored that she was up for the lead in Shakespeare in Love as well as Anna and the King, but she chose to make some smaller, quirkier movies. In Hideous Kinky, she played a single woman going through Morocco in the 1970s, and then she went all the way to the Australian outback for Holy Smoke, where she played the follower of a cult. Neither film set the box office on fire, but they sent the message that Kate Winslet plays by her own set of rules. Hideous Kinky wasn't a hit at the box office, but it was the film where Kate met her first husband, film director Jim Threppleton. They married in 1998 and they have a daughter together, Mia, but they would later split up in 2001.
Action! Ensuite, Kate a joué avec Geoffrey Rush et Joaquin Phoenix dans le film historique Quills, La plume et le sang, sur la vie du Marquis de Sade, l'auteur controversé.
So I was reading lots and lots of scripts, and this one just struck me, really. I mean, it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So funny and yet so moving, and so factual at the same time without being sort of in your face, a factual film.
Kate Winslet's an extraordinary actress and an extraordinary person. Anyone who is fortunate enough to know her realizes how outspoken and uncompromising Kate is.
La même année, elle a joué dans le film britannique Enigma, produit par la légende du rock Mick Jagger. Il se passe dans l'Angleterre des années 1940. Le film n'a pas eu de grand succès commercial, mais peu importé à Kate, qui a continué d'être attirée par des rôles moins glamour.
I am playing a slightly less glamorous role than any of the others that I've played before, but for me that's been no fun. There's been no nudity and no water. I'm happy. I am happy as a sandboy.
Elle a ensuite collaboré avec l'actrice oscarisée Dame Judi Dench dans la biographie Iris.
Kate Winslet was in some way a clone and an alter ego of Judy, and they both harmonize. They both have an identical spirit that harmonizes perfectly.
Murdoch was this, fiercely intelligent philosopher who believed in truth and honesty and being real, and, you couldn't really have a kind of normal chit-chat conversation with Iris Murdoch.
À ce moment, Kate avait l'habitude d'apparaître sur différentes couvertures, mais soudain, l'une d'elles a créé une énorme polémique.
In 2003, the magazine British GQ came out with a cover of Kate that had been digitally altered to make her look a lot thinner. Well, Kate was outraged, and she actually came out with a statement saying, "I had nothing to do with these changes." It was very important that she not appear as a hypocrite, because one of the messages that she wants to send to all her fans is that you need to accept your body the way it is.
En 2003, elle a collaboré avec Kevin Spacey sur la vie de David Gale. Malgré la célébrité et le scénario sérieux, le film a été un échec commercial et critique.
Kate's second husband was also a film director, Sam Mendes.
Sam était un réalisateur tenu en estime, dont les films comprenaient American Beauty et Skyfall.
They got married in 2003 quite spontaneously on an island in the West Indies. They had a son together, Joe, but eventually they would split up in 2011. In 2004's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Kate Winslet co-starred with Jim Carrey, and what's funny about it is that Jim Carrey was playing the straight role and Kate was playing the comedic role, the Jim Carrey part in a sense.
I believe there is no such thing as a straight man. Even the straight men have like some kind of twisted little thing going on inside while everybody's being so goofy.
She played a woman named Clementine Krasinski who tries to have all the memories of her ex-boyfriend erased.
She's sort of a vulnerable, shy person who's really searching for her soul. She wants to figure out who she is. She's about 30. She wants to have kids. She wants to settle down, and she's a bit of a sort of social misfit.
This script was just so rich and so wonderful and so multi-leveled and sort of unorthodox. But it just says something wonderful, I think, about destiny.
Kate Winslet was nominated for the Best Actress, which was very rewarding for me, because as a director, having your actor nominated, that it means as well you did a good job.
Early in her career, Kate said that she would never leave England, that she was an English girl through and through. But as she got more famous, the British paparazzi began to take a toll on her. She would see them hiding out in the trees by her house, and she didn't want that for her children. So she got a place in New York, and ever since then, she's divided her time between both countries.
En 2004, Kate a collaboré avec Johnny Depp dans la biographie Neverland, réalisée par Mark Foster, et traitant de l'homme qui a écrit Peter Pan.
It's really truly a work of pure genius. I mean, it's absolutely a masterpiece, an incredible work of imagination. Barry was absolutely inspired. I think it'll always be there, the story of Peter Pan.
It is a love story, but it's a love story between J.M. Barrie and the whole family.
Kate loved working with Johnny Depp on the movie Finding Neverland because he was very creative and also a little mischievous.
What I think that kids or the viewer should take away is to allow your imagination to be free to invent things, however ridiculous.
À suivre, Kate continue de choisir des rôles exigeants et surprend le public. Elle s'attaque à certains des rôles les plus dramatiquement intenses de sa vie et accepte des rôles inattendus. Kate Winslet s'était fermement établie en tant qu'actrice qui ne suivait que ses règles. Même célèbre, elle ne choisissait que les films qui l'intéressaient viscéralement et refusait d'être cataloguée par Hollywood.
When she's not working, one of Kate's big pet causes is autism. She narrated the documentary A Mother's Courage about the subject, and she also founded the nonprofit organization, the Golden Hat Foundation, whose mission is to eliminate barriers for people with autism. Kate Winslet was the first actor that director Todd Field approached for his movie Little Children. At first, Kate wasn't sure she could convincingly play a contemporary American woman, but Todd sat her down and explained all the reasons why she would be perfect for it. She was very flattered, and she left the meeting going, "Oh right, yes, I agree with you, I'm fabulous." And then she got home and she thought, "Oh no, now I have to do it."
Kate a été une fois encore nommée aux Oscars sans gagner. La même année, elle a joué dans la comédie romantique The Holiday aux côtés de Jack Black, Jude Law et Cameron Diaz.
I wanted her so badly to do this film because she's so perfect for the part of Iris, and I knew that she was just going to bring so much life to her and so much beauty, and her beauty that Iris possessed.
La comédie romantique pour filles était clairement une première.
I'm not known necessarily for doing that many contemporary pieces, and obviously I've spent a lot of my time in my career wearing corsets, so this was a thrill to me.
Un autre premier était son partenaire à l'écran, Jack Black, réputé pour son humour extravagant et sa personnalité rock'n'roll.
I've got a lot of raunchy humor in my film history.
Can't believe I'm getting paid to just stare at Kate Winslet. I know that's not my whole job. I have some other stuff to do, but part of it's to stare at Kate Winslet from really close.
That movie actually ended up being her biggest commercial success since Titanic 9 years prior.
En 2008, Kate a retrouvé son partenaire de Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio, pour Les Noces rebelles. Kate avait été émue par le roman des années 1950 et sa description crue, directe et triste du mariage. C'est elle qui a soutenu le projet et embobiné son célèbre partenaire et mari pour rejoindre le projet.
I just knew that I wanted to play April. Leo read the script and thank God he wanted to play Frank. And at that point Leo said to me, "So who's going to direct it?" And I said, "Well, you know, I'm hoping Sam might think about it." And Leo was like, "Come on, girl, we've got to get him." And then the two of us really together kind of gently, you know, worked our way into Sam.
Frank and April Wheeler are the central characters in Revolutionary Road. They're a young, slightly glamorous married couple who move from Manhattan into the suburbs, and what they come to realize throughout the course of the story is that they're quietly unhappy. It's almost uncomfortable to be a fly on the wall watching these people sort of pull each other apart.
That 50s mentalities of the man having to go to work every day, putting food on the table for his family, and losing all identity in the process.
Women, you know, in the 50s American suburbs really had very little choice in life.
Kate a été nommée pour l'Oscar, le BAFTA et a gagné le Golden Globe pour sa performance. Après tant de nominations sans victoire, Kate avait tellement l'habitude qu'elle ne s'attendait pas à gagner l'Oscar.
know, I have been here so many times and lost so many times that quite honestly, you know, I have a really good losing face now, you know. I've sort of perfected that strange zen, blank calm that you have to have, of course, in that moment when they don't call out your name.
Kate played a former concentration camp guard in the movie The Reader.
There are many, many films made about the Holocaust, and I hope and assume there will be many more films made about the Holocaust. Most of those films are made from the perspective of the victims, as is right, and very few films are made with perpetrators as dominant characters, and this, in that sense, is a very unusual film, and therefore is bound to elicit a certain amount of controversy.
I think the film is asking all of us, how do you judge someone? Was she right? She was doing her job, wasn't she? So it throws back at us this question of individual choice and how we judge people.
I feel unbelievably lucky, really, to have Kate, not just in the film, but also in my life. She's an astonishing actress, but a great collaborator, a great supporter, not just to myself, but to the other actors, and I think gives an amazing performance.
I felt very strongly about was that whilst I knew that it would be wrong for me to take on the responsibility of trying to humanize her, I did also know that I had to make her a human being.
Cette année-là, au Golden Globe, elle a gagné dans la catégorie meilleure actrice dans un second rôle pour The Reader et dans la catégorie meilleure actrice pour Les Noces Rebelles.
She's the youngest person in Oscar history to be nominated for 6 Academy Awards.
When somebody said that I was the youngest person to have had that many nominations, you know, you do sort of think, hang on a minute, how has that happened? Really, how has that happened? And I do really feel very, very proud.
Et elle a finalement gagné un Oscar cette année-là. Elle a aussi remporté le Golden Globe, le BAFTA et le Critics' Choice Award pour son rôle dans The Reader.
You know, having been here before and lost, to be here and win, I've got to tell you, winning is really a lot better than losing. Really a lot better.
In August of 2011, Kate made headlines when a fire broke out at a home she was staying at on Necker Island, owned by Virgin founder Richard Branson. Branson actually credits Kate with helping get his 90-year-old mother to safety. During the same holiday, Kate met a fellow guest named Ned Rock'n'Roll. Now, Ned is the nephew of Richard Branson and actually works for the Branson Company. Kate and Ned fell in love and were married in 2012, and in 2013, they had a son together, Bear Winslet. In 2011, Kate tried her hand at the small screen, starring in the 5-part HBO miniseries Mildred Pierce. Reactions were mixed. Some critics preferred the film version starring Joan Crawford, but Kate ended up winning an Emmy for the role.
Plus tard, cette même année, elle a joué dans l'avertissement Contagion, applaudi par la critique et réalisé par Stefan Soderbergh.
This movie is basically a thriller where the villain is a virus.
I feel like I really got lucky, you know, they invited me along to play this wonderful character, Erin Mears, and it's been a great time that I've had.
She's smart and funny and dogged and determined, and she'll know more about science than the scientists do by the time we're done doing her research for the film.
I've really learnt a lot too, actually. I've learnt a lot from Steven Soderbergh. I really hope that I always keep learning in this way because, you know, it keeps everything fresh and different, and it's why I love this job.
Ensuite, Kate a joué avec Josh Brolin dans le mélodrame romantique Last Day of Summer de Jason Reitman.
Labor Day is a love story, but Labor Day is also a thriller. A woman takes her son into a price mart and meets an escaped convict, and she takes him home with her.
I don't think we can help you.
Adele was compelling because she was a mixture of so many complicated things and so many simple things as well. You know, this was a woman who had absolutely lost her way and lost her sense of self, lost her sense of femininity, sexuality, because of the sadness that she had experienced.
The thing about Kate Winslet is she's extremely professional. She brings her A game always. She's a lot of fun to be with. She understands what it is to have fun on a set and be extremely focused at the same time.
Le film a eu des mauvaises critiques, mais le film suivant de Kate rattraperait largement cet échec commercial. En 2013, elle a rejoint la distribution stellaire de la superproduction SF Divergente. Toujours intéressée par les nouveaux rôles, Kate jouait une méchante pour la première fois.
She's a bit of a female Hitler, really. That's how I would best describe her. I play Janine Matthews, and she is the head of the erudite faction. And she is a fairly unpleasant woman, to be honest.
Kate a inspiré ses partenaires plus jeunes, surtout Shailene Woodley.
I have never met a more empowered, beautiful, humble, almost selfless in a way, of really knowing herself so strongly that no matter what comes at her in life, she has the tools to be able to combat it with compassion and kindness.
Kate is great. She's a great actress. She's also very down to earth, and she's also someone who really still loves the work. She's not reining it in any way. She is really making sure every scene is as strong and dynamic as possible.
En 2014, Kate Winslet a reçu l'apothéose des éloges cinématographiques avec sa propre étoile sur le Hollywood Walk of Fame. Kate est peut-être belle et chic, mais elle s'est toujours considérée comme une actrice et une mère. Même après avoir réussi le succès hollywoodien ultime, les récompenses, les superproductions qui battent les records, les couvertures. Elle continue de choisir des rôles exigeants dans des projets intéressants et de vivre une vie simple avec sa famille.
I absolutely love what I do.